Greetings to you. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with Conversation with Sel. What you going to talk about today, Sel? We're going to talk about ways to deal with trauma. You know, there's just so much going on. We're just going to just kind of talk about trauma briefly. You know, okay? Right, Sel? Yeah. You dealt with trauma, haven't you? Yeah. Oh, I do. Unfortunately, too often I've dealt with it. What do you do? Well, I'm gonna talk to you about what things that I do. One of the things I do is record this video for myself and release it because maybe somebody else out there can get something out of what I'm dealing with, you know. Well, go ahead on and talk about it, Sel. All right, Sel. Dealing with trauma is a sensitive and complex process. It's important to remember that seeking professional help from a therapist or a counselor is crucial whenever you can. They have other groups that you can go online and and seek professional assistance from too. Just go online and look under who can help with mental health issues. Okay, there's a whole lot of folks that can possibly help you. I'm going to give you some tips to cope with trauma. Okay, seek professional help. I've already talked about that. A trained therapist can provide necessary support and guidance. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Establish a safety plan. Create a plan to ensure your physical and emotional safety. And I do that. It's important. You know, put yourself, nobody's saying put yourself first, okay? It's easy if you take care of yourself first. Make sure you're okay. I say that all the time. I made a video about it. You know, it's for your mental health. If you don't have yourself together, and if you're not thinking straight, how are you going to be able to help anybody else? If you're not functioning correctly, let's think about that. You know, we all have issues that we have to deal with sometimes. So don't feel isolated out there. You're not alone. I have stuff I deal with, you know, that's uncomfortable. I have a lot of good moments and I have a lot of bad moments. How do I do it? I just get through it the best I can, you know, just be honest about whatever it is and deal with it straight on. That's easier that way, you know. Acknowledge your feelings. Allow yourself to feel the emotions associated with the trauma. And a lot of people don't want to do that. But it's not saying to stay there, you know. Think about it, process it, and then move on to something else, you know. Practice grounding techniques and engage your senses to stay present in the moment. And I do ground all the time, different ways. I find different ways of grounding. But I try to keep a balanced lifestyle, you know. I'm not perfect, but I try to be balanced and stay away from, as much drama as I can. You know, have I always been able to? No, but I try to. Practice deep breathing. You know, deep, slow breaths can help calm your nervous system. When I was working with a therapist, almost all of them had that technique. And it works. It does help. Establish a routine. Consistency can provide a sense of stability and control. I have a routine I do every day. Just about. I have days if I'm real tired, I'll rest a little. But I have stuff I do every day. I find something to do. I have stuff that I do every single day to stay busy and stay engaged. Yeah, every day. Now that's up to you, but everybody should have something to do so they can feel like their life is worth living, you know? Set boundaries, you know, clearly communicate your needs and limits to others, and I do that. I didn't always have my boundaries. How I usually got into trouble with people is because I didn't have boundaries, you know? And so I learned the hard way behind that. So now I'm better about that now. I've learned the hard way. So I have my boundaries are more established, and I'm glad about that. I mean, I'm not that easy to get to know, but when I did let my guard down, you know, I was too open. So we need to have boundaries. That's important. Engage in relaxation techniques. Meditation, yoga, or progressive muscle relaxation can be helpful. Look it up. I do all of those things. I don't do so much yoga. I want to take a class sometime or something like that. But I do calisthenics. Limit exposure to triggers. Identify and avoid situations or stimuli that trigger distress and emotions. And I'm like that. You know, that's why I don't like being around a whole lot of people in my personal environment unless you know, it takes me a while because I try to be calm and I don't want to be around people that keep making me nervous and stuff like that, you know? Express yourself. Use journaling, art, and other creative outlets to process your feelings. I do that. I journal every day. Connect with supportive people. Seek out friends and family who can provide understanding and encouragement. And I do that in a small scope, though. Nourish your body. Eat balanced meals. Stay hydrated and prioritize physical well-being. I do that. And everybody should do that. Try to do that. Engage in physical activity. Exercise can regulate emotions and reduce stress. And I do that. I try to get out and walk at least, you know, often. Almost every day. Maybe not quite, but, you know, a lot. Almost every day. It's winter time, so I got to be careful out there on that ice, you know. Practice mindfulness. Cultivate awareness of the present moment without judgment. So you know, and I've just learned how to do that. That wasn't something I had really ever really thought about, you know. But I sit down and I allow my mind to just, whatever comes to my mind, and I address it and I think about it for a little bit, whatever it is, you know. And then I do whatever from there with it, you know. But I try to stay calm with it. And I try to recognize if I'm being anxious or something like that or have anxiety. I go through a you know, steps. What am I doing right now that I should be nervous about? You know, you know, I'll do self-talk. You know, what's going on for me to feel nervous? If there's nothing going on around me or anything like that, then I don't accept that. And I return it. I return those thoughts and energies back wherever they go. I don't accept that. And I'm able to stay calm, but I also meditate and all the other things. You know, I love God, so I meditate in the Word too. I record it and all of those things that these exercises that I'm doing. I'm recording all of these exercises. What I'm doing, these are exercises, and I'm recording them for you and releasing them. And these are things that I do every day. But I'm hoping somebody else out there can get something out of it at the risk of me looking like a fool. If it can help somebody to think about maybe something they weren't thinking about or remind them. Educate yourself about trauma. Understanding the effects of trauma can help normalize your experiences. It's not easy going through the traumatic stuff. It happens though. It's a part of life, unfortunately. So we got to be able to still function. So coping with it and then moving past it. You have to allow yourself to move past it. Whether you were the cause of it or whether you weren't. Or you were on the receiving end. Either way, it's traumatic. And we have to heal from it so we can all move on. You know? Avoid self-medication. Substance use can provide temporary relief, but can exacerbate long-term issues. So be careful with that, okay? Be careful with that. Engage in relaxing activities. Take baths, listen to calming music, or engage in other soothing activities. And I do those things too. I do simple things. I don't have to go out. I don't have to go out and spend a whole lot of money to do stuff, you know? I keep things real simple. I'm thankful for what I have, the simple things in life right now. You know, so be thankful for what you have. I'm not saying don't try to attain more. What I'm saying is be thankful for where you are. And remember, those who don't have it, and appreciate what you have. Engage in meaningful activities. Pursue hobbies and interests that bring you joy and fulfillment. And that's what I'm doing with my videos, you know. This to me is a way for me to give back, and I'm thankful to God that He allows me to be able to do it. Even though it's exercises that I do for myself, I'm not talking to you about stuff that I'm not, you know, working through my own self, you know. I'm walking on this path too with you, you know. We're walking together. Practice gratitude. Focus on positive aspects of your life, no matter how small. And I'm like that. You know, it's the small things that mean the most to me, you know. There are certain basic things that I want to make sure for in my life because it's just a basic needs. But above that, you know, I'm not a materialistic person. As I gotta have everything, the most and the greatest and the thises and the that's. I want to have what I need, and I want to have nice things. But I don't. It's not important to me to have a whole lot of this stuff. You know, I want to have experiences. Utilize coping strategies. Develop healthy ways to manage stress, such as progressive muscle relaxation or guided imagery. Okay, just kind of look those things up. Okay.